There's a particular weight to the silence of the night when you have no place to call home. The stars above may shine but they don't warm. The moon may glow but it offers no shelter. And for 19-year-old Sophia, the realization that she had nowhere to go felt heavier than the backpack slung over her shoulders. Sophia was once just like any other teenager. She had dreams, friends, and plans for the future. But life, as it often does, had a way of unraveling everything she held dear. Her story wasn't one of sudden catastrophe. It was a slow, quiet descent into loneliness and hardship. Sophia grew up in a small town, the kind where everyone knew each other and secrets didn't stay hidden for long. Her parents had always struggled to make ends meet, but they managed to provide her with love, laughter, and a roof over her head. That was enough for her, until it wasn't. The cracks began to show during her senior year of high school. Her father's health took a turn for the worse and medical bills began to pile up. Her mother worked 2 jobs but it was never enough. Arguments became a nightly occurrence, and the warmth that had once filled their modest home turned cold. Sophia tried to stay strong, pouring herself into her studies and part-time job, dreaming of the day she could escape to college and build a better life. But dreams are fragile things. Her father passed away shortly after her high school graduation, and her mother, overwhelmed by grief and financial stress, spiraled into depression. Sophia's small family fractured. She had planned to go to college that fall, but the money she had saved went to funeral expenses. And then one day her mother told her something that changed everything. "I can't do this anymore, Sophia. You're going to have to find your own way." Sophia was stunned. She had no idea what to say. The words hung in the air, cold and final. Her mother packed up and left, moving in with a distant relative, leaving Sophia behind in a house that was soon reclaimed by the bank. And just like that, Sophia was homeless. At first she didn't call it that. She told herself it was temporary. She crashed on friends' couches, stayed late at the library, and worked as many shifts as she could at the diner. But the kindness of others has its limits and soon the couches ran out. One night, with nowhere else to turn, she found herself sitting on a park bench, clutching her backpack like it was the only thing tethering her to the earth. The days blurred together after that. She learned quickly how to navigate life without a home. She kept her uniform spotless, washing it in public restrooms and letting it dry in the sun. She used the library to apply for jobs and to study, not for college classes but for a GED program. She had to drop out of high school just weeks before graduation and now, more than ever, she wanted that diploma. It was a small piece of hope she clung to. Sophia discovered a community of people who shared her struggles. There was Maggie, a kind but weary woman in her 50s who always had an extra sandwich to share. There was Jamal, a former soldier who slept near the bus station and told stories that made Sophia laugh on her darkest days. These people became her family, her anchors in a world that felt unrelenting. But it wasn't all camaraderie and resilience. There were nights when Sophia cried herself to sleep, hidden in the shadows, afraid of what the next day would bring. There were moments when she doubted herself, when the weight of her situation threatened to crush her spirit. She missed her father, the steady presence that had always made her feel safe. She missed her mother even though she was angry and hurt. And she missed the version of herself that had once believed the world was full of endless possibilities. One cold evening, as she sat outside a coffee shop charging her phone, she received an email that made her heart stop. It was from a nonprofit organization she had reached out to weeks earlier, a place that provided transitional housing and support for young people experiencing homelessness. The email was brief but life-changing. They had a spot for her. That night, for the first time in months, Sophia slept in a bed. The walls of the shelter were plain, the mattress thin, but to her, it felt like a palace. She spent the next few weeks meeting with counselors, attending workshops, and slowly piecing her life back together. She found a steady job at a grocery store and started saving money. She reconnected with an old teacher who helped her prepare for the GED exam. And, perhaps most importantly, she began to believe in herself again. Sophia's journey was far from over, but she was no longer walking it alone. The kindness of strangers and the strength she discovered within herself carried her forward. She began to dream again, not of escaping her life, but of building a new one. Now, imagine how many Sophias are out there right now, sitting on park benches, feeling like there's no way out. They're not just statistics, they're real people with dreams, fears, and untapped potential. And you have the power to make a difference. If Sophia's story moved you, take action today. Volunteer at a local shelter or food bank. Donate to organizations that support youth experiencing homelessness. Even small acts of kindness, like handing out care packages or simply listening to someone's story, can have a profound impact. Let Sophia's journey inspire us to create a world where no one has to face the cold, silent nights alone. Together we can be the light that guides someone home. Be the change, because hope starts with you. If you found Sophia's story moving and want to hear more powerful narratives that inspire action and hope, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. By subscribing, you'll join a community that believes in making a difference and spreading compassion. Click that subscribe button now and help us create a world where everyone has a chance to rewrite their story,